Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, doing yet another beer that I got on tavour, and another French toast beer. This one's called French Toast by Campfire, with a lovely painting of French toast on a campfire. A snack sized stout conditioned on maple syrup, coffee, and cinnamon. This is from Timber Ales. They're out of Connecticut. Anyway, pour it into the glass, and yup, that is super black. It's almost like muddy. Like you can just see like how not clear it is, you know? It's almost like a Yoo-hoo or something like that. So yeah, inky black in the glass and forms a small brown head that fizzles away about 95%. Still a little bit of lacing there. Let's give this thing a smell. Yeah, I mean, I would say it smells very chocolatey. It smells very sweet. Definitely smells cinnamon. I'd say cinnamon's probably the most prominent. I don't know if I get coffee so much, or actually what I was thinking was chocolate. That's really probably the maple syrup. Yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, it just smells like make your own sundae bar. Like the brunch buzz from a week or two ago, whatever that was. So, I mean, the coffee's there, so it has like that kind of roasty character, but it's like literally all I'm smelling is the additives, the maple syrup, the coffee, and the cinnamon. I will say it smells good. It is only 6% ABV after all, so it's not a huge, sticky bomb like some of the other pastry stouts, but maybe it tastes like one. Cheers. Yeah, so up front, like immediately, as soon as it hits my tongue, just a nice sweetness. It's, the maple syrup for sure. I will say it does taste like it kind of tastes more like a Mrs. Butterworth type maple syrup and not like the all natural, Vermont maple syrup that comes like in a flask, like that high end maple syrup, which I love. So this kind of tastes like a little, I mean, it tastes real in that it tastes like, kind of the low grade maple syrup, but, yeah, at least it doesn't taste like some fake maple syrup editing that they added. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, and then in the background, throughout the whole thing, I can taste that cinnamon. Again, the cinnamon tastes pretty real. I'd imagine, yeah, I mean, if you're going to put cinnamon in beer, you'd probably just use the actual cinnamon, right? I don't think there'd be any reason to use an extract, some kind of artificial flavoring. The coffee kind of comes in at the end. It's like give a little bit of bitterness and the actual kind of coffee flavor, but I would say the coffee on this one is actually pretty weak. I would say the cinnamon on this one is pretty prominent throughout the whole thing because it has adding that cinnamon flavor. So it's adding like kind of a balance from the sweet maple syrup kind of flavor. I will say this beer is pretty darn sweet, but I wouldn't go as far as say it's like sickly cloying. I actually thought the brunch buzz was fairly cloying. I'm trying to pull some other flavors out of this, and there isn't a whole much here. I'm trying to pull up that base stout. I think it's just like it's so obscured by the additives. I can't really get like actual legit, roasted malt flavor in there, and certainly not hops. It's almost see these pastry stouts, like they're kind of like the craft beer nerds equivalent of an FMB or a hard seltzer or something, because like it's just obscuring that base brew. I will say for only 6% ABV, this thing has a pretty thick mouthfeel. I mean, I could see it like how thick it was just when I was pouring it. Yeah, so I would say this is like full bodied. They didn't mention lactose or oats on here, so I don't think there's any of that in there. I'm not getting like that kind of gummy or, that lactose, like almost creamy texture. Nothing like that. It's just really thick. I would call it soft, smooth. I don't think I would call it creamy, but yeah, it's a full-bodied, smooth texture. Carbonation is kind of low, I guess I would say, probably medium low. By the way, I got this beer on tavour, only $6.49 for this can, which is not bad at all. That seems to be what I would pay in a store these days. If you want to sign up with tavour, use my link in the description below. It gets you $10 off your first purchase. So you could have got this beer and then a few bucks off another beer. Yeah, so the rating for the French Toast by Campfire, it's okay. I would say it's a little bit better than the Brunch Buzz, but not by a whole lot. And I went pretty hard on that one. I gave that one a 4.5. This one is like a 5, maybe 5.5. I couldn't go higher than 6. You know, it's kind of like okay. Maybe I could give it a thumbs up. But to me, it's like it's very the same few. You know, kind of. I don't want to say fake because it's just. I'll just say like not beer flavored beer kind of thing. I mean, if you like pastry stouts, I think you would like this one. And normally I like sweet beers, but I like if you're gonna do a sweet, you know, beer, I want it to actually taste like beer, or you know, like Southern Tier chocolate, or you know, Founders KBS, something like that. You know, those have those additives in it, but like they still taste like the real thing deep down under there. So yeah, I'm gonna say I think about 5.5 for the French Toast by Campfire. By the way, follow me on Instagram, and you know, on Untapped, because I do tweak the review sometimes between now and a few minutes from now. So if you watch all the way in, you are awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Chad's Beer Podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.